What if the most dangerous threat to your health after 70 isn't sugar, salt, or fat, but the way you reheat yesterday's food without thinking twice? If that question made you pause, good, because almost no one talks about this quietly risky habit. And yet for many older adults, it's happening every single day, sometimes 3 times a day, right in their own kitchen, wrapped in comfort, routine, and the belief that I've eaten this my whole life and I'm fine. But here's the uncomfortable truth most seniors never hear clearly. After 70, your body does not react to reheated foods the same way it did at 40 or even 60. Your digestion slows, your detox systems weaken, inflammation lasts longer, and your pancreas, an organ you rarely think about until something goes wrong, becomes far more vulnerable to repeated chemical stress, especially from foods that change their structure when cooled, stored, and reheated. And this is where real concern begins. Not fear, not panic, but awareness. Because emerging nutrition science and aging physiology together suggest that certain commonly reheated foods may create chronic irritation, oxidative stress, and insulin spikes that place long-term strain on the pancreas, particularly in people over 70 who already have reduced cellular repair capacity. And while no single food causes pancreatic cancer on its own, patterns matter, habits matter, and repetition matters more than people realize. Take reheated processed meats, for example. Leftovers like sausages, hot dogs, deli slices, or kebabs that many seniors warm up again and again because they're convenient and tasty. But when these meats are reheated, especially in microwaves or frying pans, nitrites and nitrates can form nitrosamines, compounds linked to pancreatic stress and inflammation. And an aging pancreas does not clear these efficiently, meaning the exposure lasts longer in the body, quietly, without symptoms, until one day digestion feels off and blood sugar starts misbehaving. Then there's reheated starchy foods like rice, pasta, and potatoes, which seem innocent, even healthy. But when cooked, cooled, and reheated multiple times, they develop resistant starches that can spike insulin unpredictably in older adults, forcing the pancreas to work harder at a time in life when it should be protected, not pushed. And this constant insulin demand, day after day, meal after meal, can create metabolic stress that researchers increasingly believe plays a role in pancreatic disease risk, especially in seniors with prediabetes or long-standing insulin resistance. Another overlooked danger sits quietly in many refrigerators. Reheated cooking oils and fried foods, like leftover fries, pakoras, cutlets, or fried chicken. Because reheating oils, especially vegetable and seed oils, causes oxidation, producing aldehydes and free radicals that inflame a pancreatic tissue. And the older you are, the less antioxidant defense your body has to neutralize these compounds. So the damage accumulates slowly, invisibly, which is exactly what makes it dangerous. Then there are reheated sugary desserts and baked goods, cakes, pastries, and sweets warmed again to refresh them, which many older people enjoy with tea. But reheating sugar-heavy foods increases advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, sticky molecules that promote inflammation and are particularly harmful to pancreatic cells involved in insulin production. And finally, perhaps the most surprising of all, reheated dairy-based dishes like creamy curries, soups, or cheese-heavy leftovers, because repeated heating alters dairy proteins and fats, making them harder to digest and more inflammatory for seniors, often leading to subtle bloating, fatigue, and pancreatic enzyme stress that gets dismissed as just aging. But it's not just aging, it's chemistry meeting vulnerability. This isn't about blaming food or creating fear. It's about understanding that after 70, your body keeps score. It remembers what you eat, how often you reheat it, and how hard you make your pancreas work without rest. And the scariest part is that pancreatic problems rarely shout. They whisper for years, with mild indigestion, unexplained weight changes, or unstable blood sugar, until suddenly the conversation becomes serious, and by then options feel limited, which is why awareness now matters more than ever. Because the goal isn't perfection, it's protection. It's choosing habits that reduce unnecessary stress on an organ that quietly keeps you alive every day. So here's the simple, practical suggestion to end this with clarity and power. After 70, stop reheating the same food more than once. Reduce leftovers that contain processed meat, fried oils, heavy dairy, or refined starches. Cook smaller fresh portions when possible. Prefer steaming or gentle warming over frying or microwaving. Rotate meals instead of repeating them. Add pancreas-supportive foods like leafy greens, berries, turmeric, and lean proteins. Drink enough water, and most importantly, treat your pancreas like the quiet guardian it is, because protecting it today may be one of the strongest gifts you can give yourself for the years ahead.